Hello, 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 how are you? This is Els coming from Bemis Crafty Corner. And today we're going to talk about make-ahead ephemera, okay? I'm not a big proponent or, a big supporter of the mass make ephemera. Now, if you're somebody who makes journals and you have a certain specific style, so you use the same type of ephemera over and over and over in your journals, then that's probably a good way of doing it. But I think there's still a way to mass make without stepping over the line into repetitiveness, okay? So we've talked about packaging before and making tags and things from packaging, and these are just great pieces to keep in order to be able to put them into your work later on, different styles and different textures. So keep these pieces of packaging because you could use them for all different kinds of things. You don't have to just make tags out of these. You could make pockets out of these. You could make journaling cards out of these. So, just hold on to those. This is another piece of packaging. It was a box of washi tape. I had some beautiful washi tape that came in this that I got Christmas. And I was just able to cut the box up, and as I did so, I was able to save pieces of it, and I was able to make, different size tags and things. So keep a hold of those. Now, let's talk about other things. That's more packaging. Okay, file folders. Whether they are manila folders or, the browner ones, you can just cut them into tag sizes and just keep a pile of these somewhere in your work area. Stop at this point. Stop at this point, okay? Don't go any further. Guest checks. You could do an altered guest check to this point and just leave it, all right? And this is actually from a pad that has paper in it that I would not use for anything else. So I went ahead and I cut down, there were some pages that look like postcards, so I cut those down, and then there's just a bunch of design stuff, and it's double-sided, so I'll have to back it, but I still got a whole lot of tags and journal cards and things out of it. So we're going to talk about all of these today, and I'm going to show you some simple ways to put them together and where to stop so that you don't go past that line and you don't have a bunch of stuff sitting around that you're not going to use because it's not in the style for every journal that you're making, okay? So I'm going to get some supplies out, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is probably one of the easiest projects that you can do. You can sit and just kind of go through your scrap bin and do this, okay? So you only really need a trimmer. So let's talk a little bit more about things that we can do this with. Whoop. Okay, library cards. No matter, what treatment they have, you can turn these into journaling cards. You can turn these into tags if you want to. You just cut the tops on them. And so these, I generally tend to leave these alone and just keep them in my ephemera box. So that's an easy one. Guest checks. Now, there's two thoughts on this. You could glue this up if you want to, or you can just cut them and then use a paper clip to keep them together. And for this, all I do is I just follow one of the lines and cut it down. Let me go right there. And then I just have my pocket, because I can put that part right on the top, and you can see it better that way. Okay, so what I would do is I would cut a bunch of these down, probably 3 or 4 at a time, 5 at a time, and then I just put a paper clip on, and when I'm ready to use it, I can just pull it out and ink and decorate and do all that stuff. So that one's easy peasy. All right, let's talk about packaging. So this one's got a lot at the top going on, and it's got this kind of stitched line around it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start by taking off the writing. And then I'm just going to decide, do I want to make a tag out of this, or do I want to make a journaling card? probably a journaling card, so I'm going to take it to a standard measurement. Get rid of the piece that I'm not going to use. That's it. It's a journaling card now. All I have to do is, you know, add a little something to it, put paper on the back, journaling card. So now I'll have a stack of these that I'll put in as well into my stash. And again, I'm just taking off the writing that I don't want to see. And then I can turn this into anything that I want. I can dog ear the corners, make it a tag. I can cut it down the middle, make it 2 small tags. I could make a journaling card out of it, but that's going to be something, that's where I'm going to stop, okay? Next one. Pieces of leftover manila file folder. I have a lot of these because I use them for all kinds of things. So what I do is I just take these and I go in here and I go, okay, 3 inches. That's pretty standard for a tag. And I just cut 3-inch pieces. All different heights. I just try to get the most that I can out of each piece. Between 2.5 and 3 inches wide. Pieces like this, I save those too. Hold on and I'll tell you what for. A couple of those, a couple of these. Now this is a big piece. So let's cut it down to about 5 inches. And then we'll go 5 by 3. Let's see what we got left here. 5 by 3. Not really a tag. You could make a skinny tag out of it, so you might want to save that piece. And then we'll take the other side of it. And I'm going to make a real nice tall tag out of this one. Three, and this one is just about 2 3/4. I'll leave it at that, okay? So now I have a bunch of tag blanks. Again, all I have to do is dog ear these, and then I can put them up where I keep all of my blank tags. I'm going to do the same thing with these. There's a little tag. There's a little tag. Again, I'm holding on to that. This one is, I'm gonna do this one about 2.5. I'm gonna hold on to that, okay? So we got that part done. So before we get into the rest of this, let's deal with what we've already done. I'll be right back. Okay, so this is my little blank ephemera box, okay? So, guest checks. Paperclip. Put it in there. I know it can be completed. Okay. Packaging pieces. Put them in. These are my tags. Put them in. Set this off to the side. See this? I'm starting to build a collection of buildable ephemera, okay? So here's those other packaging tags. We'll get these in here. And I'll tend to put them all in until I get the box full. And then I'll come back and I'll go, okay, these are journal cards. These are tags. These are pockets. So it helps me to kind of know that I have things throughout. Now, all right, so these little pieces that I said to hold on to, there's a reason, okay? We're going to do a couple of things with these. And to do that, we're going to use some circle punches, okay? So we're making these tags, and maybe you want to put a reinforcer on a tag. So let's get one of these. So this is going to be our tag, okay? So now if we glue this on, we glue this onto the top of our tag. And we dog-ear this. And we put this into our bin. When we're ready to make a tag, all we have to do is pull it, get out our hole punch, find the center of our target there, and poke through. Now we have a tag. Okay, and this is just as good as any store-bought tag, all right? So we'll go ahead and put that in the tags. So that's one thing that you can do with it. The other thing that we're going to be talking about is when you're making paper clips. This is a 1-inch circle, and so what I do with them is I will cut whatever this small piece is, just as many 1-inch circles as I can. Because I use these for when I do my hidden paper clips. So to have a bunch of these on hand in a container is a good thing. So that's 4 paper clips out of that. Because I use 2 of these for each one of my hidden paper clips. And I just sandwich the paper clip between them. So now this is all that I need to make some hidden paper clips. So I keep these in a little box right here on my desk. Okay? So that I always have those when I need to make a paper clip. So that's what we're going to do with these other pieces. Okay? Now, we're going to get back to some of the other things you might have hanging around that you won't otherwise use, that you can use for make-ahead ephemera. I'll be right back. Okay. You have a really ugly paper pad. This is from DCWV, and it's got these big postcards in the back, so these, just cut them down and make postcards out of them, okay? It has some ephemera in it, so you could cut these pieces out. And you can see there's a lot of pages of that, okay? But then you start getting into stuff like this. Again, you've got some pieces here that you can cut apart if you have the time to do it in a day. Cut all these pieces apart, put them in your bin so that you'll use them when you need them, okay? But let's talk about these types of sheets. This is cardstock, you know, you're probably never going to use it. So let's take a piece and let's cut it down. So first things first, cut that piece off the top. There's a faint line there. Okay. You can keep that because you can use it for like a washi tape. Works perfect. All right, so let's cut this down. So normally a journal card is about 2.5 by 3.5, you know, like an ATC card. So let's cut a 2.5-inch strip. And then we'll cut this out at 3.5. I'm going to leave this one a little bit big. So that's 3 out of 1 strip. So journal cards in my bin. Now let's say I want to make a bigger journal card. Okay. I'm going to take this to 3.5 by like 5. Okay, so now I have a bigger journal card. I can put that in. And I can do that with this entire piece, okay? So we're gonna go, let's cut this out to 5. I hate that these trimmers are hard to read. Washi tape, washi tape. Three and a half. And 3 and a half. Washi tape. Okay, now let's talk about the next one. I know you guys have seen this. This is a piece of scrapbook paper. I don't even think, who's this from? This is from K & Company. It's called the Life's Journey Stamp Collage Embossed Paper. It is 12 by 12, and it is all of these little images. So let me show you what I do with this. Oh, where have my images gone? Oh, where can they be? Here they are. I just cut them down. So I cut these down. So all I do is I put it in my trimmer, trim off the excess, trim these down to manageable sizes, and then I put this in, you know, my little bits box, because I can use these to make different types of ephemera as needed. These are, in fact, the pieces that I used to make the pin clips. Okay, so I just cut them down to the size that I wanted, and I was able to use those to make the pin clips. Now, cut these down to a manageable size, something that you can put in your box, your ephemera box, or in your bits box with, you know, the rest of your little pieces and parts. And put them in here. Now you can cut this to any size that you want or need. So let's take a look. When you have a tiny slot for cutters, and you have a lot of cutters. So for this, it has a little bit of a bumped edge. So what I do is I just cut what I want right along the edge of the picture. And then I can ink that up. And I can use this on a tag or a journaling card. It's nice and flat, gives me a lot of different design options to use. And I can build from here. So when I need to build a tag, I can grab a blank, put it right here, then go through my ephemera, find the pieces that I want that will work with this, whatever that is. Here's a picture of 2 little kids, and this, and maybe it's a travel journal. I'm building a tag already, okay? So, there has to be a stop point. The stop point is once you have the blank, stop. Don't go further than that, so that you always have what you need at your fingertips, but it's not already designed and you're not sitting here going through a box of pre-designed stuff going, that won't work, that won't work, that won't work, that won't work, that won't work. Oh, maybe this piece, because you'll never use those pieces. I know I have boxes full of them from making them for videos, and 90% of them just kind of stay in that box, okay? So, that's it. That's all I have for you today. If you're new here and you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that button for me and subscribe. Like me, ring my bell, share me with all your friends. And then your friends can be my friends, and my friends can be your friends, and our friends can get to be friends. And before you know it, we have a giant crafting community. I go live on Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. And on Sundays, we play games. There are prizes involved. And right now, we're doing the feud. Let's see. What else? I post videos twice a week, typically on Mondays and Wednesdays, but it could be Thursday or Friday. Just depends on, you know, what I do that week and where I go and how I get there. Let's see. What else? If you would like to know what I have coming up, what's going on, what projects I'm putting out, any free classes, things like that, check out the community tab here on my YouTube channel. There's a list in there of everything that I have coming up. And, you know, it's kind of the who, what, when, where, why, and how of my digital life. You can also join my Facebook group. There's a link to that in the description box below. And go over to my Facebook group. There's a list there as well that tells you everything that's going on. We also have the hashtag Projects of 23 challenge, which is a monthly challenge for creative crafting. And we have the Minute Mysteries, both of which are through my Facebook group. And so, if you'd like to participate in both or either of those, we would love to have you join us. But until I see you again, stay well, my friends. Bye-bye.